is exactly what we are seeing. So compared to the other games, there was like more or less pawn symmetricality on the board, but here you see bishop on g5 has been included, e3. This is one of the most played openings here, and obviously it's also one of the most researched openings. Bishop f5. Okay, this is really interesting because bishop f5 stops bishop d3 or queen, sorry, not the king, of course, bishop d3 or queen c2, but it invites queen f3, allowing white to double the pawns on f6. I always treated this game to be slightly unpleasant for black, but Nodirbek, it seems he's quite sure he can hold it.
And I was gonna say, actually, I remember that Grandmaster Nigel Short was one of the main proponents, actually won a lot of games on the black side of this particular variation, but he was more than willing just to hold things firm. And it's gonna be interesting because just to get into the mind games, as always, will Donchenko have expected this particular line, do you think? So is it a simple case of Yakubboev kind of really knowing his stuff, having tapped it in the morning, and Donchenko having to rely on previous analysis? Anna, what do you think?
That's a great question, and I think so far, based on the time management, it could be either way, the story. Yakubboev certainly expecting what Donchenko went for, but did Donchenko expect it too? I would say yes. I would say for now, this is what the German Grandmaster thought would be a good strategy for today. As Artus already described, the pawn structure is unbalanced. We have that doubled pawn, isolated doubled pawns on the f5, slightly better position for white, so he can push and play on forever. It's a 2-result position.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with Anna here because, when speaking from Donchenko's perspective, I think he has mixed feelings. From one hand, like, oh, okay, queens are off the board, and my opponent goes for this, so he probably has some pretty deep prep, and he is well familiar with the subtleties of this position. Then, on the other hand, that's the kind of position that you can play for indeed a very, very long time. So that's why I stand to what I said in the beginning. I think this game is going to continue for, I don't know, unless one of the players is going to blunder something, 60, 70, 80, 90, I don't know, as long as it takes, because Donchenko has nothing to lose. So buckle up. I mean, we are in for a long game.
Absolutely, I agree with that. The bishop coming out to pin the knight, the rook coming to make sure that bishop takes knight is not a possibility. But I agree, it's going to be a very long game. Black is going to be just holding firm the king side, whereas white is the one who is trying to say, hang on a second, these double pawns on f6 and f7, they are just very bad. I vote to go back to
And he might be joined in the semi-finals by his compatriot Yavor Sindarov, who's even younger already, past the 2700 mark as well. But Sindarov has to go through tie breaks tomorrow, same time. He plays the rapid tiebreak against Jose Martinez, Arjun Erigaisi against Wei He, and Sam Shankland, Peter's desert island partner. And Andrei Yesipenko will also fight out the next semi-finalist in rapid chess. Those are some high-stakes rapid games, like
Exactly.
2 candidate spots at least, if not 3, will be determined by these rapid games.
Yes, and I also feel like all the matchups are very close. I would say, like, in my mind, Sindarov is the only one who is some kind of a favorite, a slight favorite. All in both other matches, I feel it's absolutely 50-50, especially what we have seen today. That Arjun also showed signs of nervousness. Yeah, he wasn't able to capitalize on his chance. And Sam Shankland and Yesipenko, okay, that will be a crazy fight, a marathon. And we talked about it that, yeah, I'm not a fan of just shutting the game down like this with white right out of a non-theoretical line. So maybe it's the big idea of Jose, that's the big strategy. He thinks like he's the favorite, but okay, I have seen Sindarov play rapid and blitz. I think he's also very good.
Sure. Here there's not much to do. Alex tried rook to h8 to bring the rook here, but Yakubboev stopped it with king back to b7. No, but Alex...
Yeah, and the handshake. Big congratulations for Alex for his fantastic performance, and the big congratulations for Nodirbek Yakubboev reaching the semi-final.
Yeah, congrats, our first semi-finalist there, you see him, Nodirbek Yakubboev. What a performance in this event, and congrats to Alexander Donchenko for an amazing event. Sorry for the